to say.
Good day, social media family. My name is Dr. Rosmonda Boaji, and this is Rand Vibes. Have you ever been buried? Don't get it twisted. There are times in life where you are in this situation that seems to envelop you, it engulfs you, and it is so dark. You open your eyes and you don't see anybody. Everybody has left. And you scream at the top of your voice, and it seems like nobody hears you. Yes, that right there is being buried. And I'm sure that every single one of you listening to me at some point in your life have had that feeling of being buried. But when you are there, there's a choice to make. You decide whether you remain buried or whether you want to become a seed in that situation. And let me give you a piece of advice. It's free advice. If you have to choose to be a seed. The Bible says that unless a seed or a corn of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains alone. But then when it dies, it brings forth much fruit. And so at that point where that circumstance or that situation has kept you in the ground and nobody is hearing and everybody has left, choose to be a seed. And it gets worse. Because after you have chosen to be a seed, the next thing is that you are going to die. Yes, not literally, but figuratively, we are going to die. And you may need to die to your old self. You may need to die to certain attitudes or behaviors, certain mindsets. You may need to get rid of certain relationships in the past. Sometimes you don't make the choice, the people walk away themselves. And suddenly you find yourself alone. That is you dying right there. And you need to die to your old self so that a new can come in. And when you are planted, at the time that you are dying, you need to be watered. In the Bible, it is said that I planted, Apollo watered, but it is God that gave the increase. So sometimes the circumstances that buried you, a lot of the time, it is not the same circumstance. It is not the same group of people who would water you. A different set of circumstances or a different group of people would water you. And so at that point when you are going to now burst forth and germinate, a new set of people would come in. Open up your mind and heart to this new set of people or circumstance. Sometimes you are so unlucky, quote and unquote, that nobody comes to your rescue at that time. And the only watering that will be done is the water from your tears. You cry yourself to sleep, you cry in the morning, you cry in the afternoon, you cry at night. And every day, your pillow is wet with tears. And if nobody comes to your rescue, those tears are what will water your seed. But invariably, the Bible says in Psalm 126 verse 5 and 6, that he that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. The Bible also says that as long as the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest time would always be there. And so as long as you have been buried, as long as you have been planted, and as long as some way, somehow you have been watered, doubtless we are going to germinate. We are going to burst forth out of the ground, and a new you emerges, and you are going to grow leaves, and you are going to grow a stem, and you are going to grow roots, and you'll be grounded again. And not just that, you are going to bear fruits 1,000-fold, 100-fold, in 60s and in 30s. But definitely you are going to grow again. And you are going to be bigger and better. So are you in the ground now? Make the choice to be a seed. Don't allow the circumstance to bury you. And if nobody comes to water you, let your tears do the watering. Go to God in prayer every day. Cry before the Father and ask Him to let you sprout again. And as long as the earth remaineth, once you have been buried under the ground, you are going to die as a seed and you are going to emerge from the ground bigger and better than before you went in. When that season of planting comes, do not be afraid. It is only a transition to a bigger, better, and higher version of your former self. Thank you, and God bless you.